What's up, everybody? I'm sick still, so I'm doing a really reduced intensity workout today. And what I'm really doing, because my bent arm strength workouts are the big workouts for me. They're the workouts that are moving me. They're the most important workouts for my goals because I'm working towards one arm pull-ups and handstand push-ups. And because I'm dealing with a minor case of golfer's elbow, which is really preventing me from going further with single arm pulling work. Like as soon as I, start doing pulling work with one arm, that golfer's elbow just flares up. And a big part of that is that my biceps just aren't strong enough in the chain of pulling, in the kinetic chain of pulling. My back's strong enough, my biceps just aren't there, and so I was putting too much load on the forearms. So what I'm doing today, I'm getting rid of all my big lifts, all of my compound lifts, so the shoulder pressing that I'd normally do and the pull-ups, all of the shoulder work that I do, and I'm really just going to do the work for my biceps. I'm just going to keep that happening. It's not going to be enough that it's going to elevate my heart rate too much and cause me to get any more sick, I hope, but it's absolutely going to keep me moving forward towards my goals. And it's also because I'm lifting not too heavy a weight. I don't need to do too much of a workout. I just did a little bit of shoulder activation work before I started filming. Now what I'm going to actually do today is I'm going to break a golden rule that I would normally never do, which is I am not going to do antagonistic movements. I'm not going to do my biceps and triceps. My triceps are far more developed than my biceps. I just did, when I was doing Kung Fu for a decade, we used to do these workouts where we'd do so many push-ups, but we never did any pulling in them. And I didn't know any better. I was young. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just following along with what I was being taught. And so my triceps developed a lot, but my biceps never did. So I really don't mind if for just one workout, or maybe two workouts it'll be this week, if I don't train for structural balance, because I normally always do that. And you absolutely do not want to do this regularly. You want to be training biceps and triceps in a 1-to-1 ratio to create structural balance in the elbow. But for today, because I'm sick and I just want to keep moving forward towards my goal of the one-arm pull-up and getting rid of this golfer's elbow, which is almost 100% gone now. I'm just going to break that rule just so that I'm not, exerting myself too much. And I'm just going to get a few sets of bicep curls done here, and then I'm going to do a few sets of my wrist flexion. So I'm doing sets of 8 reps. So if I do 5 sets of 8 reps and I'm going to failure, that's giving me 40 reps in the whole workout. So that's still enough to grow some muscle, to develop strength, but it shouldn't cause me to get more sick. It should still allow me to, recover. And I do get asked a lot, what should I do if I'm sick? And I did a video yesterday saying similar stuff, but if you didn't watch that video, I don't recommend going to the gym when you're sick. I wouldn't do it personally, but that's not to say that you can't. Your body just needs rest though, and it's just all that travel. It's getting exposed to more germs when your body's trying to recover. But, you know, if there's things that you can do at home, then at least when you know what I know about exercise, I can always find something to do to work towards my goals that isn't going to make me worse. Like you can do, you know, when rehabilitating my slap tears was the big goal, I could just do some W wall slides where I'm on the wall and I'm just moving my arms up and down and I'm, you know, working on those shoulder stabilizers. I mean, there's so many exercises I could do for my shoulders that aren't going to exert me too much, that I'm not going to exert too much energy, that aren't going to put too much load on my body and prevent, you know, suppress my immune system and prevent me from getting better. But that workout will absolutely take me a step towards having pain-free shoulders. But that's not my biggest issue now. I've gone past the rehabilitation that I needed to do for my slap tears. So for me now, my number one thing is getting rid of this little niggling golfer's elbow that's still there. So yeah, it's just, you know, for you it might be flexibility. Maybe flexibility is your biggest goal. So there's definitely things that you could do for flexibility at home that wouldn't exert you too much. And yeah, it's just, for me, it's just being okay with not being able to do my full workout, but still doing something that's going to help me to move towards my goals and just keep me sane as well. You know, I start feeling really guilty if I sit around and do nothing all day. I've already done several hours of work, and now and that's what I do when I'm sick. Usually I'll kind of sleep in longer than I would. I normally get up at 5 a.m. I can't sleep for this long, but I'd stay in bed until about 8, something like that, have breakfast, and then just come and do whatever work I have to do. Like for me, that's, you know, providing coaching to everybody in the UMS tribe membership. So everybody posts videos in the forum, in the app, every day, and I review them to give them coaching. So I'll do that to make sure that everybody's getting what they need. I'll assign people their programs, and so that's like the minimum work that I have to get done in a day to make sure that things are moving forward. And then I'll just do a minimum workout like what I'm doing now, and then when I finish this, that's it. I'm going upstairs and I'm just going to sit on the couch and either watch TV and movies or just relax in bed and just let my body recover. And so that's how I go about it. And I usually deal with illness pretty quickly. It's usually something that doesn't really bother me for more than a few days. Hopefully, let's see. You know, I'm making these videos every day, so you guys will see if this lasts more than a few days. So now I'm just going to change it up and do some supinated grip curls, and I can do more weight than that. Let's see how I go with 15s for these. I might have got one more really dirty rep out if I had have tried for it, but that just pushes too far into that exhausted phase that I just thought, no, I'm not going to do it. I hate being sick. I do everything to try to avoid it. I don't go out much at all, to be honest. I never drink alcohol, so I'm never out at venues or, out in social settings. I'm very rarely anyway. I usually socialise with my friends by going for a run at the beach or going swimming or to a park or something with our kids on the weekend. I don't do much in the evenings. But, we've got a 7-year-old that goes to school, and if you've got kids, you'll know what I mean. They just bring home everything. Kids have no idea how to mitigate the risk of getting a virus from other kids. And so you just get everything. Whatever's going around at school is what comes home. All right, I'll do one more set of these, and then I'll move into some forearm work. Whew. Okay. So now I'll move on to, specifically strengthening the wrist flexor tendons, which are the tendons that are inflamed that cause golfer's elbow. So this is a part of it. But for me at this stage, see, this is what programming is all about. Like, I've been doing a lot of wrist flexion for a while, and I've still just got this niggling bit of golfer's elbow there. And so I've strengthened these wrist flexors so much. So you have to look at what else is going on in the kinetic chain of pulling. You've got your fingers, finger flexors, wrist flexors, elbow flexors, and then you've got your shoulder extensors, your scapular retractors, all of those, so all of the shoulder muscles. And for me, all my shoulder muscles are pretty good, and my wrist flexors are pretty good, but my biceps aren't. My biceps are not. I've never done bodybuilding before. I've never done hypertrophy training until last year. Last year, 2023, was the first year ever that I said, right, I'm going to focus on building muscle this year, because it was the weak link in my body that stood out. I didn't have enough muscle for the calisthenics movements I was trying to do, and so I did that for a year. Put on, I think, about 7 kilos. I don't have scales at home, but when I weighed myself last, I was 92 kilograms, which is about 202 pounds, and at the start of the year, I was about 85 kilograms, which is, I don't know what that is, 185 pounds or 180 pounds or something. And I'm 5'10". I've had people ask me how tall I am. And so, put on a lot of muscle. But I haven't done, I think in my next couple of program phases, I'm going to really hammer my biceps. I'm going to just tick these off so that they're not the weak link for me anymore. So I'll do maybe 2 or 3 program phases where I'll really do a lot of bicep work. So I'll do between 6 and 9 sets of biceps, isolated bicep work in my bent arm strength workouts, two times a week, and then 1 deload workout as well. And that will give me some serious firepower in my guns, and I can hopefully tick off this golfer's elbow and not have to deal with it anymore. And then I can start really working on that 1 arm pull-up. focusing on weighted pull-ups and all the good stuff to get me there. And that's what programming is. That's how programming works. Programming is not about just turning up to a workout and going, I think I'm going to do this. It's about having a clear goal, recognizing what the weak links in your body are that are preventing you from achieving that goal, and then writing programs that turn those weak links into strengths, and then continuing to reassess and readjust your programs as you continue. All right. Now my arms are on fire. I feel like I'm doing some good work on my arms, but my body doesn't feel too exhausted. I'm not exerting myself too much, and that's the whole goal. And if you watched my workout yesterday, the only thing I really did besides a tiny bit of mobility was one set of hanging and then a few sets of handstands. And that's because out of my programs for Tuesday, I do 2 workouts on Tuesday. I do one straight arm scapular strength and legs workout, so working towards a planche and a front lever, and then leg strength as well and hamstring flexibility in that workout. And then I do a second workout of handstands and flow and hanging. And out of that day, the most important goal for me is the handstands. So that's why I did handstands yesterday. But out of today, even though I normally do handstands and that's really important, the most important goal of my training for Monday, Wednesday and Friday is one arm pull-up, handstand push-up. And so it's just about working out what can I do that won't make my sickness worse, will still allow my immune system to do its thing, and even stimulate the immune system. Like a small amount of exercise can actually stimulate your immune system, but also will bring me one step closer towards my goals for today. And that's this. I just thought about it. I thought, yep, I could do 5 sets of bicep curls, 3 sets of wrist flexion. That's absolutely going to increase the strength and work towards my hypertrophy goals in my arms. And it's going to not suppress my immune system so much that it makes me more sick. And the good thing about this is when I finish this, that is it. I am done for the day. I'm going upstairs and I am just chilling out. That'll do me. All right, team, cross your fingers for me. At this rate, I feel like I'm still going to be sick tomorrow, but let's cross my fingers I'm not. But I'm hoping that by Friday, I'm going to be okay again, and definitely by Monday next week. And, you know, this is an unplanned deload week as well, so I'm getting to just deload. All right, team, have a good one.